the map Gold Rush, a.k.a. Skull Desert.
Definitely Skull Desert.
In the bottom right here, we have sSak in the purple, and in the north very top is Stork in the blue.
You know, I think that we should actually talk to someone, whether it be like Blizzard or the ASL officials or someone, and just be like, listen, all I need you to do is give me one good reason why Tasteless shouldn't name the maps.
I think there's something
because
to this.
It's like, well, we've been out here a long time. You've been casting Starcraft as long as anybody, man. So I don't see any reason why you can't name the maps. I think that your map names are just going to be better, because these are almost... There are sometimes maps that have Korean names, but normally they have English names. And a lot of times it's like Gold Rush. I'm like, why is this called Gold Rush? Are like people panning for gold? Oh, wait, there's no rivers. Why the hell is this called Gold Rush?
We could try renaming the map, Sartosis.
Is it because it's yellow? And yellow is kind of like gold?
Well, it's really more orange, though, when you look at it, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's... But I'm not impressed with Gold Rush, but I am impressed with Skull Desert, and I can't wait to see you name our next map that we'll be seeing in the next game. Anyways, back to watching Stork practice on these maps. It felt like this map, he was having a reasonably hard time against Ample, someone that you would think that he would probably bash mostly, right? But the drop ship type play seems strong, so I'm excited to see if sSak does something like that. He definitely does, like, he plays more like I always think of like Fantasy as like a looser Terran and Flash as a tighter Terran. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, for sure.
And I put sSak more towards that, like Flash, like you better have exactly the right map for Flash to make dropships against Protoss, because he knows he's just going to kill him by making units, right?
Right.
But anyways,
Flash is scarier on... It gets scarier the more basic the map is.
Yes, yes.
It's just like, oh, what am I going to do?
Because his mechanics are just so next level, right? But some people, you know, make their living in a different way. And sSak always kind of strikes me as a guy that is more of one of these looser Terrans, someone who might go for like dropship type plays. So I don't know. I'm excited to see if he does something like that. Whereas Stork just kind of played very normally throughout the practice games I saw from him.
So. Even though Stork did practice for what looked like a normal play, it should be noted that Protoss can do a lot of weird stuff on this map. Protoss have a slight edge, I'd say, just at the start of island maps. But so far, he just has a pylon here in the center right. This is what we call, like, we should probably come up with the term for this, like a semi-island map or something like that. These have become quite trendy. They've sort of done away with full island maps in Brood War, but I actually wish they would bring them back, because I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well, I think if it's full island, Zerg just gets too screwed. There has to be something that they can do.
Yeah, but you know what? People decided that so long ago. I just want to see. what does Jaedong do on some full island map, you know?
I think he retires. He's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore, guys.
So the Zealot's coming down here now, and actually going to go right after these Marines. I think get this SCV. I don't think he
this
can.
This is something that I think sSak just very much was not expecting out of Stork, because if you don't SimCity correctly with one of these just 16 CCs with the barracks, then a Zealot sent down is actually a little bit of a problem. Like you see there, he causes some lost mining time, gets an SCV.
I think he makes a robo here at that hidden pylon as well.
He might, yeah.
Sometimes, like Protosses, they'll see the Terran fast expanding and try to expand with them. Other times, they just start hiding stuff around the map. Both are good.
I bet you Stork could pop a DT through there too, by the way.
Through the eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I think you're right. I think that is what he's going to do here.
I mean, you can just kill the eggs as well, but, with a probe there, you could actually, like, put it next to the eggs and then stop the probe as it's mineral walking on the unit and make it jump. I haven't seen anyone try that yet on these maps, but...
Oh, he's going to see this right away.
Wow.
Is that 4 gates?
I think it's 2 in a robo, maybe? Or it could be 3 gates.
He was going to make a robo. I thought he would have made the robo first.
Because 4 gates is StarCraft 2 build. Like, it could be like a bulldog. I'm trying to figure out what it is, but no one clicked on that building, right? So it looks like 3 gates based on the minimap.
He gets the one Zealot by here.
Wow.
Super annoying. And since those Marines are pulled out of the bunkers, the Dragoons can actually attack the bunker now. He's trying to get a bunker over here.
Pretty good micro here by sSak overall. Doesn't want to lose
sure.
any of these. Ah, don't lose that.
Now,
Ooh.
let's keep in mind those Dragoons, or Zealots rather. What am I talking about? Let me try again, guys. The Marines are one-shotted by the Dragoons now because they're so low on HP. And this is awkward right now for Stork because those two gateways have been spotted. That's the majority of his production.
This is kind of crazy what we're watching here. The Dragoon pressure at the front. This is all on one base for Stork. This is kind of a crazy all-in that we're watching right now.
If you kill the two assimilators, then units can't fit through. Is that correct?
I believe so. So assimilators actually, ooh, sSak didn't see this coming, so he did not move his SUVs quite quickly enough. Okay, one gets through, but actually traps those other Dragoons. A ton of damage going down.
Oh, he
on
could
him.
just shimmy over here to the left. Ooh, this is down and dirty.
Yeah, those
Stork, really technical play here. Now,
yeah. Back to those
Yeah,
gases, though, just so people really understand why the gases are there. Assimilators take up less room, and by the way, assimilators have more health than like refineries or extractors. But
I did not know that.
yeah,
I guess it makes sense if they have shields.
It's one of the many things StarCraft 2 pros complain about. But anyways, they when you kill them, a geyser actually takes up more room than an assimilator.
So therefore, if the two geysers are connected, then they cannot break through. Actually, he can just skirt away from this as well.
I remember we had another map that had an exact same geyser type setup, but with no eggs there. And I remember if you just killed the assimilators, it would close the path and nothing could get through. So I do believe
we have not gone back to that location, by the way.
Well, he killed one at least.
But but you have to kill both, right? Or is it just one?
I believe you have to kill both.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, fairly certain.
So
the fox is in the hen house, tasteless. He's killing all the eggs.
That's right. So now you can see the Dragoons can fit through. Again, if those two assimilators that are neutral are destroyed, it locks that area off into basically an island. All right, just gonna zoom in there, the blue goo.
Oh yeah, the zoom in and zoom out features are so sick, man. You can almost see a whole map zoomed out.
Oh, that's funny. So he goes out behind that and then closes this off so Terran can't get a ground army through there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of mind games going on whether or not do you want those assimilators up. In other words, do you want the map open or closed?
Well, this is especially funny that he's closing this door because he thinks Stork is going to rush, and I think that was Stork's original plan, but like Stork is expanded behind there, so he probably even wants the assimilator going down, right? Like I think
what he wants to do is try to rush through there, do some damage, and then once it's done, close it off.
Yeah.
So it's actually
like light a cigarette and throw your match at the gas station as you walk away, basically.
Basically, yeah. Actually, Terran looks like Terran wants to close that up as well. sSak in a very defensive position here.
Everyone just wants to screw with the assimilators and eggs this game.
Yeah. So for some of you guys that are playing StarCraft Remastered and are just trying to learn the game, maybe you're younger than us and you weren't familiar with it, this is stuff going on that's so advanced you don't have to worry about this when you're laddering, okay?
Yeah, maps like this never actually hit standard ladder. They only really hit the pro scene because they're kind of like you really, truly have to understand what the hell you're doing to play a map like this.
I would actually love to see if you got to a certain echelon.
Yeah.
On ladder, then they add in new maps or take out some more basic ones.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really mind that too much. But, like, to be fair, what I was saying about how, like, you really got to know what you're doing to play a map like this, I don't know if that's, like, exactly true the way that I just said that.
What did you say again, just to reiterate?
This map is complicated and confusing, but, like, I mean, you can play any map you want in StarCraft, and I've always had fun playing crazy maps like this.
Yeah, me too.
So definitely don't feel like you can't try it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just type in Skull Desert. And
yeah, Google Skull Desert and you'll be there. Terran is not going to push out, I think, for just a little bit here. What's so funny?
You were saying Terran is, I was like, the hardest race.
You crack me up. The observers are coming down here. Oh! Losing that initial observer that was scouting. You know, that happens a lot more than you'd think it would, too.
Yeah, it does.
The observer just dies so fast, and it's such a sluggish, clunky unit. With actually not a great field of vision initially, not until you upgrade it.
Yeah. Of course, has that speed upgrade as well. Very, very useful.
Very handy.
That's one Tesa should always get, but rarely does.
This is true. Played against me too many times. So we got a lot more gates coming down now. And it looks like Stork wants to play this like it is a standard land map. He knows that this map is very open. There's a lot of opportunity for flanks here for a Terran army. Something like Stork is especially deadly when it comes to that.
Dropship is out, so this is like kind of what Stork was already practicing against. Generally, when you're dropping, right, there's a few different types of drops you can do. Really, to be honest, against Protoss, there's 2 different drops you can do. A 4 Vulture drop that is going to be laying mines and microing to kill probes a lot. And there is the 2 Vulture, 1 Siege Tank drop. And that's the 2 Vultures buy time, and the Siege Tank kind of ravages a mineral line.
Yeah.
Normally that'll work pretty well in like a very heavily SimCity main base or something. Like, see this escape pattern? If this was a 2 Vulture, 1 tank drop, you kill a huge volley of probes with that.
Absolutely you do.
But this is just the 4 Vulture one. Again, there's some okay damage.
Yeah, always annoying for Protoss to deal with, but
Yeah.
you can deal with this. You just got to be ready for it. You know, I think, speaking as a Protoss player, my favorite games are where they're just not dropping me, and I kind of use my Dragoons like a bunch of turrets.
Yeah.
And I'm not really bothered, and I always feel like I can do well. But doing something like this is, you know, it's always hard to handle any kind of harass in a worker line, no matter what race you are. So that's definitely something you want to try to do a lot of. And even if you lose the Vultures in the attack, it's oftentimes pays for itself. It's pretty hard, if the Vultures are present at all, to lose that. Now, sSak is moving to... Oh, sick! Takes the dropship out. Now, I don't believe Stork can pounce on this army just yet. Good scan there, by the way.
Yeah, like, I don't think that he can push fully across the map either here, from sSak's point of view. You know, like, his army is not really that big yet. He needs to get a few rounds of Vultures in there to really buffer for those siege tanks. But then, it is definitely fair game. He's pushing out such a way that there are a couple bases up here that he can start thinking about taking as well. Because he is only on 2 bases still, which is kind of... You know,
Okay.
this is a 6 fact, isn't it?
He's already into the part of the Eye of Skull Desert Ortosis.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see if the curse is true. I actually don't know if Stork has enough, man.
Well,
he's not sieging
the thing is, the shuttle is waiting there for a really long time to force him not to siege as well.
Okay, that was a tough call there by Stork. So he kept the shuttle over there because he said, all right, the moment you siege, I'm going to drop this.
Yeah.
And sSak was actually very patient. He did a great job.
They both did that really well, I think.
Yeah.
That was actually very impressive on both sides. A lot of times you see someone panic, you'll be like, oh my god, that's a lot of Dragoons, and siege up in the Zealots wreck, or, you know, vice versa, the Protoss will panic a bit. But this is a good setup now, as long as he's really rallying out. Should be really good to hold on to this. Oh, he's got to be careful, though.
He's going to unsiege. Okay, now this is a very tricky little game you got to play. As the Terran, you don't want your siege tanks to fire at the drop Zealot on your tanks because the splash damage can kill it.
Oh.
The Zealot,
okay, so this is a funny bug.
Yeah.
You can put an observer on top of a turret that's finishing.
That's legal in our tournament, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Stork wouldn't care, right?
Oh, yeah. Remember that. He was using that bug in WCG, man.
Yeah, it was actually illegal, and Stork didn't know, and Tasus caught him.
I actually busted. That's true. I busted Stork at WCG.
Tasus tattled on Stork in a tournament, guys.
It's true, man. I was guessing. I'm like, which the refs? I'm like, I think that's illegal. Okay, so he's gonna back up now.
But anyways, that turret bug, guys, definitely use it. It's fantastic because you normally don't build too many turrets, and there's normally a period where there's all the Marines died, but there's no Goliaths yet, and that's oftentimes where turrets are being built.
So if you put an observer on top of the turret,
Exactly
you right-click it, and right before it, as it finishes, the thing won't spin unless they spam stop on it.
Yeah, it's very annoying for the Terran.
I actually think sSak's gonna run him over.
Yeah,
man. I don't think
looks
these angles are quite good enough. sSak very good with the unsieging. All these tanks from the red. Hold up, though, that next wave of Zealots.
Oh, that wave of Zealots might actually just turn this into his favor. Even though he's going to end up losing those Zealots, he needs to... Wait, I guess he only has 2 Dragoons right there. I was like, he needs to pull back those 2 Dragoons. That's critical. Oh, man, but this is really good play by sSak. He's done a great job with only 1 Vulture drop really mixed in there. But let's not forget that Stork opened up with 1 base and, like, 4 gates.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he was 4-gating, like it was the Wings of Liberty, okay? Like, I don't even know what that is. I've never even seen that in StarCraft 1. That doesn't even exist. 4 gates? 3 gates in a robo exists.
4 gates he can't support.
Yeah, 4 gates.
I guess he didn't want to make anything else out of his main gate, and then he just want to use those 3 over there for some kind of weird rush.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, Terran's pushing in here, and although the Protoss can try to play that refugee on the run game on this map, I think it's going to be very difficult against sSak, especially the way this map is structured.
He's got his Forge and his Templar Archives here in this natural. This is not somewhere that he can lose right now. He really needs to hold at this point, but this push is just being done so well by sSak. He has no room to do anything else. He can't even really send this Arbiter.
I don't believe he even has enough for stasis just yet here. I think he's almost there.
That D-Matrix was cash money too.
Oh yeah, for sure. The science vessel over here, and now even the turret hitting the Arbiter. Okay, he gets the stasis off, but like
now that's a good stasis. Well, that gives him a few minutes, right, to break this now.
In my experience, because there are tanks behind this, right? Okay,
yeah, there's a few.
Problem is, this is going to thaw. The stasis will eventually go away, and it's just going to be so much, so many units behind it. You know, I mean, Terran can slow down,
his rally
catch his breath, and push back in.
Yeah, his rally's been fantastic. You're very right. Like, as this thaws, it becomes unbreakable. Like, as long as the mines don't get too close to the siege tanks. Oh man. Yeah, it's about time thaw too.
Yeah, I think any second now.
It's only as long as the Ice Age, so there you go.
It takes so insanely long. It's so weird.
I'm glad that you agree.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, there's even moments where I'm waiting for that Terran army to come, and I'm like over it. I'm like, come on. Terran just goes back and sends in a big army, and eventually.
Yeah, you have enough time to make like 2 full rounds of units and go out and get your units back from a thaw. It's like really
kind of crazy. I think we're going to see Stork tap out here. He doesn't have to just yet. He has to reset all the rallies on his gateways, though, at the bare minimum.
Yeah, the only saving grace is that sSak is on 1 base economy and not enough. So that's interesting.